Imagine a man, a head of state, capable of leaving his country, traveling thousands of kilometers without anyone, not his enemies, not even his allies, knowing when, how, or even if he's really there. No photos, no videos, no official statements, just silence. And suddenly, he reappears, always safe. Always exactly where no one expected him to be. That man is Kim Jong-un, the most enigmatic dictator of our time. When he travels, it's not just movement. It's a geopolitical invisibility operation. And what you're about to discover in this video feels like a Hollywood spy thriller, but it's all real. Get ready to dive into the ultra-secret world of Kim Jong-un's mysterious travels. Before we start, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. It all starts with a convoy, a train, but not just any train. It's long, it's slow, and completely armored. They call it the presidential train. From the outside, it looks like a retro Soviet train from the 70s. But inside, it's a rolling fortress, reinforced armor plating on every car, bulletproof tinted windows, electronic jamming systems, encrypted communications, a built-in military command post. This train isn't just transportation, it's a mobile headquarters. Kim Jong-un can run the country from any point along the rail line. Inside, you'll find leather-furnished lounges, private meeting rooms, personal bedrooms, kitchens capable of serving fresh lobster or European cuisine with imported wine, and even real-time live feeds from inside North Korea. But this train never travels alone. It's preceded by a scout train, and sometimes followed by a third, carrying security, logistics, medical teams, and armored vehicles. 3 trains, 3 routes, but only one carries the real Kim Jong-un. You can't tell which. You can't predict where or when. Even intelligence agencies are left guessing. Before every departure, a massive security operation is launched. North Korean agents go days in advance to inspect every inch of track. They check the rails, bridges, tunnels, towns. They scan rooftops, antennas, cameras, phones. Everything is monitored. Everything is controlled. Drones? Forbidden. Civilians along the route? Sometimes confined. Networks? Temporarily shut down. The train moves slowly, 50 to 60 kilometers per hour max. But that's not a flaw. It's a requirement. Every meter of the journey is secured. Every stop is scheduled or canceled last minute. And if you think that's overkill, know this. Kim Jong-il, Kim Jong-un's father, was so afraid of flying that in 2001 he traveled by train all the way to Moscow. That's a 20-plus day round trip. And his son inherited that extreme paranoia. You might think such a train could never leave North Korea. Think again. In 2018, Kim Jong-un visits China, but no one knows in advance. An armored train quietly rolls into Beijing, unannounced. Streets are blocked, train stations closed. And while the world remains silent, Kim meets with Xi Jinping behind closed doors. In 2019, he travels to Vietnam for a historic summit with Donald Trump. Distance, over 4,500 kilometers. Duration, 65 hours. Imagine it. Over 2.5 days locked in an armored train, crossing foreign territory, with 0 leaks to the press. A masterclass in stealth diplomacy, and every time he arrives, a luxury armored limousine awaits, surrounded by his iconic bodyguards running alongside the car. Why do they run? Because it's a moving human shield. If anything happens, they're the first line of defense. It may look theatrical, but it's also tactical. But why doesn't a modern dictator just fly like everyone else? The answer is simple. Control, stealth, paranoia. Kim's only official aircraft is a retrofitted Ilyushin Il-62, nicknamed Chame-1. It's been modernized, but it's still vulnerable, easy to track, easy to intercept. In 2018, for the Singapore summit, Kim flew for once, but with extraordinary precautions. A Chinese Boeing escorted him, and a second plane flew a similar route, carrying a possible body double, 2 decoys, only one real leader. Even when flying, he doesn't sleep. He changes seats. He avoids direct routes. He scrambles GPS signals. Nothing is left to chance. Kim Jong-un doesn't travel like others because he doesn't rule like others. Each trip is a performance. He never shows up spontaneously. He appears like a deity. Every step choreographed, every guard, every vehicle, every word is planned. And most of all, nothing is visible unless he allows it. Even his closest aides often don't know his exact location. Some analysts believe he even uses trained body doubles, taught to mimic his walk, posture, facial expressions. At any moment, he could be on a train, in a plane, or in a bunker, and no one would know. Because for Kim Jong-un, power lies in mystery, and as long as no one knows where he is, they can't know what he's planning. But if Kim Jong-un is so secretive, does anyone even try to track him? Absolutely. The CIA, South Korean intelligence, Japanese surveillance, even private satellite companies, every agency on Earth wants to answer the same question. Where is Kim Jong-un right now? Satellites scan North Korean rail yards daily. Analysts track patterns, smoke from locomotive engines, movement of security convoys, sudden blackouts in nearby cities. Even shadows cast on rooftops can trigger alarms, but Kim's regime knows it. They manipulate the watchers. Sometimes they move the train without him. Sometimes they park it in visible places as a decoy. Sometimes they let themselves be seen to hide something else. It's a mind game. Every appearance could be a message. Every disappearance a warning. And what if the train isn't even the real story? According to defectors and classified reports, North Korea has built an underground maze, hundreds of kilometers of tunnels beneath Pyongyang and beyond, some wide enough to fit a convoy of armored cars, others built to connect key military and government facilities, and some possibly leading to hidden escape routes across the border. In case of invasion, Kim could vanish into these tunnels, reaching a military bunker in the mountains, completely undetectable. One defector claims there's even an underground railway, a shadow twin to the presidential train, never seen, never confirmed. True or not, the myth alone is powerful, and in North Korea, sometimes the myth is the weapon. Because in the end, that's what this is all about. Control, perception, fear. When Kim Jong-un disappears, the world holds its breath. Newsrooms speculate. Enemies wonder, is he dead, sick, hiding, planning war? And when he reappears, smiling, confident, calm, surrounded by generals and missiles, it sends a signal, you never saw me coming, and now it's too late. He uses his own presence like a weapon, and his absence like a ghost, a modern dictator playing ancient games of deception. Invisibility is not just his defense, it's his message, and we're all watching, but we never really see him. A train without a schedule, a jet without a destination, a man who moves like a shadow across borders, timelines, and truth itself. Kim Jong-un doesn't just travel, he vanishes, he reappears, and each time, the world is forced to react. What if the real power isn't in being seen, but in being feared even when invisible? Tell us in the comments, is this extreme strategy genius or madness? And if you want more deep dives into the world's most secretive regimes, subscribe, hit the bell, and prepare yourself. Because in the game of power, those who hide best often strike first.